So our next steps are going to be to export the line work and to export the graphic, right? So that's export vector and export raster. Let's start with the vector line work first. I think that'll be simpler for us. So we're going to do it this way. I don't know if you guys know the software package yet. I am a huge fan of Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. So raise your hand if you used it before. Oh, good. So a lot of you guys have used it before. That's awesome. Illustrator is by far way better at overlaying vector line work over top of Raster Graphics. Okay, because it's actually a part of a suite that is built for Raster Graphics and vector graphics too. But it's part of it actually produces Raster Graphics, which is what I'm getting at. AutoCAD does not. So it's really kind of a pain to work with AutoCAD with graphics in the background. And it's not a best practice. So what we're going to do is do this in Illustrator. So we'll start off with just the export process for the vector work. And so that's as simple as if you select everything from your scene, right? Everything that you want to export like that, go to File, Export Selected, and just navigate to wherever you want to put it. So for me, I'm going to put it in a personal folder here. That's the wrong class. I'll just drop it in my base folder here. Oh, sorry, I didn't change my file type. I'm moving too fast. I'm going to call it weather data graph A. You can call it whatever you want. The most important thing here, guys, is to change it to a DWG. Okay, so when you change it to DWG, you'll save it. Leave your settings at default for now. Actually, I just want to see what the schemes are.
Do you have the two folders on your desktop? Yeah. Okay, cool. So you can leave it up.
Yeah, just leave it at default. And that'll save the file. You guys okay? Okay. Okay, so Illustrator looks like this. I'm going to go through the process of opening it again with you. So just go to the Start menu, type in Illustrator. Mason, he's already done the Python and
yeah, but I'm trying to get the
honeybee stuff.
other. It doesn't open up.
Okay.
Let me just get in here.
All right. So when this is done opening up, it's going to look like this. Okay. You guys all are familiar with Illustrator for the most part. All but 2 or 3 of you have used it. The gist of it really is that the tools are over here on the left. You've got more tools on the right. Those are expandable. We'll talk about each tool that we need as we need it. We won't need many. And then when we want to set up a new file, we go to File, New. And the thing you need to know about Illustrator is that it works off of artboards. Okay, artboards, you can basically set multiple pages in one view that you're setting up as a set of images, essentially. But we're only making one artboard. So when I'm setting up something like this, I usually set it up by inches, so the size of the sheet that I want. So we're going to start with, I think, an 11 by 17. So 17 by 11, and hit OK. Yes, landscape. It should default to landscape. Okay. So in Illustrator, there are a couple of ways of opening DWG files. DWG meaning vector in this sense. So you can just do File, Open, and navigate to the location that you saved it. Weather graph A. And don't worry about original size, but just scale to fit artboard. And it'll create an artboard for you based on the size of the geometry, which is what this one did. The crazy part right now is that it's actually hidden because it's all white. It came in white. So I just did File, Open, and I opened the DWG. So to zoom in and out, right, it's this thing right here, the zoom tool. You can just click to zoom in or Alt-click to zoom out. And if you have the same settings as me and everything came in white like this, some of you might not, all you have to do is grab this black selection tool and just drag a window across the whole thing and you'll see the geometry that's there. Okay? And without giving you too much information yet, the way that you switch it to black line work is you go up here to these two settings, and on the left, that's your fill color, and on the right, this is your vector color. And so if you select it and choose this little black target, it'll make everything black lines if you deselect it. Does anyone need to see any part of that again?
Yeah, how do you do that? Oh, wait, mine's just one big black block.
Yeah, it might be small, depending on it. If yours comes through and... Sorry, I just changed my view setting by accident. There we go. All right, so if yours comes up and it's like really small like this, it's just a big block like that, it just means that it's small and your line work is too thick. So you have to select it and scale it up in order to be able to see it, or scale down the line size, which is actually up here. Mine didn't change much yet. What view did I just turn on? I did something to my workspace. There it is. Okay. So my line work needs to be switched back to black again. There we go. So that's basically that's all we need to know about the vector stuff right now. Okay. Once we put the the raster graphic behind it, then we just have to scale it and put it in place, and it'll all be ready to go. So let's jump over to the raster graphics real quick, and let's look at what the export process is in Rhino.
Close this. Yeah, did you install Ladybug?
Hang on a sec, guys.